Good afternoon and welcome from Manchester Stadium in the city of Manchester, which is playing host to a triple header, and kicking us off will be the New Zealand A versus Pasifika A game. And joining me in the commentary box for today's clash, my good mate Tyrone Clay. And Tyrone, we're going to see some of the best talent in the SRL today, and to start us off, we're seeing some of the talent that didn't get picked for the first 13, but they've got a chance to go out here today and make a case for themselves as to why they should be looked for future rep caps.
Yeah, 100%, Sonny. What a game we're going to have here, and this game is going to show what depth and quality these two nations have. Obviously, coming up later, we've got the Six Nations final between these two main teams, and this game will be an eager contest to see if any of these boys could crack the main team in any further competition.
And we're underway here. It's a beautiful day in Manchester to get you started on your SRL TV coverage. It is the A's game. After this, it'll be the Mines International between the Australia Joeys and the Junior NZ Pasifika side. And then to cap us off at 5:30 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 7:30 PM NZ, it'll be New Zealand Kiwis taking on the Pasifika Islanders in the Six Nations Cup final. And it's going to be one hell of a game as we get started with the first drive of the game. The first set for Pasifika inside Kiwi half. And there's a lot of talent on both sides. We look at the NZ side, Hone King playing at fullback. It's a role that he's played before in clubland for the Cronulla Sharks. Josh Saddlecard on the wing. We talk about experience and versatility. He's someone that can bring that. On the opposite wing, Bunty Cambolo will be there to headline the back line of this New Zealand A squad. And Tyrone, from this New Zealand A squad, who have you got your eyes on for today? We've got a few good names out there. Jerome Daly being another, Anthony Delaney, Stace the Pace playing in that lock. I mean, there's some big names out there.
Yeah, I've got my sights though on this New Zealand A forward pack. You got the likes of Mason Remy and Caleb Jeff in the middle, with Drew Matthews actually shifting out to the lock position. It's a position that he will be... Actually, I think I've got my numbers wrong.
Speaking of Stace the Pace, first try of the game.
That is the lock.
Sorry to cut you off, Tyrone, but Stace the Pace, the big number 13 for New Zealand, gets the first points of the game. It was a nice bomb there by Anthony Delaney. It was just swirling the big unit, out-leaping Kevin Dixon, and just puts it down for the first points of the game. And speaking of the forward packs, Tyrone, it's a forward to get us started.
This is the guy, that's who I wanted to say. I was looking at the wrong team list. I was trying to find who was the New Zealand lock, and there he was, and he's managed to get over everyone in New Zealand. They're off to a good start here.
And the Kiwi A squad leading 6-0 against Pasifika A. And what a start it is for them. Probably implementing some of the Jai McCartney tactics. We know how lethal that attacking game is for New Zealand. And maybe it's been reciprocated down to their A squad. You can actually see Jai McCartney and Damien Moana on the sidelines watching on. Sonny Tyler there with Chris Lord on the opposite side. Probably have to keep those two parties separated for the time being as we get back underway. And we'll look at this Pasifika A squad. Tavita Vuvalingawa there on the wing. He played for Pasifika last season in a test match against Europe, where he scored on debut in his home country of Fiji. But we spoke about Drew Matthews. He is a predominant hooker. The Rookie of the Year in Season 7, but he's been shifted out to lock to make the positions for this Pasifika A squad compliant. And oh, what a huge hit there. Kurta Diab just smacking him into next week. And Tyrone, Pasifika with the ball now, but it's an offside call. Just threw it straight into his teammate. And that one just goes begging for Pasifika.
Yeah, I think on that one, it was a bit of inexperience. Marshall Metcalf, not used to playing in the halves. He's had to shift into the 6, and clearly shows there he gave away a soft penalty when they had very good field position.
Yeah, there were plans for Sione Mataus to play the 6th jersey, But as we spoke about before, we had to shift the team lists around to make them position compliant. So it could be an advantage for Pasifika, but so far it's not looking that way, as the New Zealand A side inside opposition half now. Play the ball at the 33rd tackle. Hugh Snow dishes it out to Anthony Delaney, who was the honorary captain of this New Zealand A squad. Having a good season in clubland, but missing out on selection for the Kiwis and Ireland, much to my surprise. But luckily for him, he's got a chance to get out there and get some reps under his belt this off-season. Fifth and last now, Hugh Snow of the Dolphins just sends it high. It's perfectly placed. It's a tap back. Honey King's there. Honey King's going to try and plant it down, but he's turned on his back. Great desperation there. Kodar Diabo, I think it was. And Pasifika now with a chance to get outside of their own red zone. Kodar Diabo, what a game he's having, Tyrone. He's already making his presence felt out there on the field.
Yeah, he is. He's had the big hit and now making great contributions towards this Pasifika A's chances. But you'd have to say New Zealand, so far other than Diab's specialties, I think they've been the more dominant team. They're just showing how much depth they have, and some of these players, they honestly could play for the New Zealand team at some stage.
Yeah, you speak about the likes of Stace the Pace, Kobe Johnson, just a couple of names that are in this A side. Oh, plenty of potential to make the first grade side, but Kodar Diab scoops up the knock on there. I think it was Marshall Metcalf once again. As we see Bunty Cambolo through the left edge, sneaks past the line. First tackle, the New Zealand side already 5 shy of the halfway as they go left. Hodgson out to Rawiri Kumene. And Kumene gets them inside Pasifika half now. They shift it right. Cambolo out to Hodgson. Through the gap he goes. Just has to get past Riley Flynn. And Riley Flynn doing a great job there. The Pasifika A captain for today's match. What an occasion it is for him. And Kumene now back through the left edge. Gets a little step in there. And he's brought down in a tackle. Filippo Gould there to help. And his teammate fourth. Turned on his back. Cameron Hodgson now. And just one shy of the line. Could they dart from dummy half? They're lined up in the kick formation. They drop to the pocket. Hugh Snow on a platter with the grubber. Stays the pace. Just has to barge over. But it's a 3-man effort to turn him on his back. And Tyrone, when you see the big fella in unit, you've got to scramble and get as much reinforcements in the tackle that you can.
Yeah, and they did a good job there, just managing to hold him up on the 5th and last play. That's 2 sets in a row where they've been able to stop New Zealand's 5th tackle option. But the concerning thing is that they're getting time to get possession down there, and that's not what you want to be given a quality side like this New Zealand A squad.
Oh, and Marshall Metcalf, referee ruling play on. I think that one came off the noggin of Falcon there, but Metcalf is having a tough introduction to this 5'8" stint, and there you go. Stays the pace, just picks it off. And New Zealand again, prime possession inside opposition half as they shift it left towards Hugh Snow. And Tyrone, if you can see on the sideline, we've got Big Rex Slattery making his return to the SRL. He'll be coming on in the forwards for New Zealand. Very exciting to see the big fella back in this stage.
Oh yes, I've had the honour of playing, I think it was a few seasons with Rex Slattery himself, and he'll be very excited to get back onto the big stage, front of the big crowd, and be interesting to see how he goes.
5th and last now, New Zealand shifted to Hugh Snow. It's another great kick, perfectly placed. It's off the crossbar, and Hugh Snow with a try. Just had to be in the right place at the right time, and there he was, all the space in the world. And New Zealand get 2 unanswered tries to start off this game.
Yeah, great work there from Hugh Snow, chasing his own kick. But I think the dive was a little bit unnecessary. He could have just gone straight in and dove normally, but some style points there for the star half.
Yeah, they're playing with a bit of swag about them. We did the NBT. NBT scored a try like that on the wing last week against Europe. 12-0 is the score. New Zealand A leading Pasifika A 14 minutes in from Manchester. And the Pasifika side looking to try and get their first points of the game, but they've been held inside their own red zone for a lot of this opening stanza. And Tyrone, when you're backed up against your goal line time after time, it really starts to to take its toll and have an effect on your fatigue.
Yeah, and you can see where it already has. They're just letting New Zealand, they're just letting them get too many easy meters, and it's just too simple for them. So if they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to offer a lot more on attack.
And they shift it left now. New Zealand go through Cameron Hodgson, one of the experienced Kiwis in this lineup, and it's great to see him here. Swanee King now, great offload, but taken off the ball, stays the pace. Filippo Gould there to scoop it up. And there you go, a bit of reprieve now for the Pasifika side. We'll see if they can capitalise off this field position as Kodar Diab now ends up with it. Gets him about 15 away from the try line. Second tackle, Pasifika shift to left. Metcalf out to Creed Alex Chapman. Another one of the experienced players in this Pasifika side. And they shift it left. Metcalf out wide to Tavita Vuvalingawa, the Fijian winger. Just puts his boot out of bounds, and that one goes begging once again. Tyrone. Pasifika just not able to find their rhythm in this game so far.
Yeah, but you'd have to say that's been their best opportunity of the game. So you got some promising signs, but when you're giving up easy meters like that, it's very difficult for your attack to do anything when your defense isn't doing anything.
And Caleb Jeff now shrugs one off. Oh, he gets past Riley Flynn, but Riley Flynn with a great ankle tap there to save the try from being scored. But it's second tackle now. Pasifika on the ropes as they shift it left. New Zealand through, stays the pace. Gets the offload away after shrugging off two defenders. Stays the pace. He is having quite a game. Be great to see how he goes for the rest of it if this form is anything to go by as they shift it midfield. Caleb Jeff now takes the contact about 6 meters away from the line. Fourth tackle. New Zealand go right. Once again, open space. Callum Murray scores. And it's another try for New Zealand A. And Tyrone, they just made it look so easy. Callum Murray goes through untouched.
They're just piling through them now. New Zealand, they're showing no mercy. It's a bit like the New Zealand game against Australia. They shot out to a massive lead, and so far it's got the exact same recipe.
Yeah, and we spoke about this New Zealand A squad, bringing in that Jai McCartney sort of attacking game. It's probably imparted his wisdom, and we are getting glimpses of that game against Australia, and it's still hard to get over how that game transpired. It was a 46-20 win for the Kiwis in that one, and we were there to witness it firsthand, Thailand. It was one of the, you got to feel sorry for the Aussies, but it was just one of the best attacking games we'd ever seen in the SRL.
It was, and it was like New Zealand almost played just perfect football. Nothing went wrong for them. And it's a bit hard for Australia to try and get anything done when New Zealand were playing perfect football.
And we're back on the way now. Delaney there to field it. Gives it to Caleb Jeff, and New Zealand A holding an 18-0 lead over the Pasifika A squad. And it's a special moment for the Pasifika side. It's the first time that they've fielded an A squad in the SRL. And the numbers were certainly stretched thin. We are only running 15-man squads for today's game. Otherwise, we would have been seeing outside backs coming on, playing in the forwards. So I'm sure for those 15 men, on those 30 players that have been selected, very grateful for this opportunity. As Hugh Snow thought he was going to go for the kick, but he had them all fooled and he nearly got past the line. But fifth and last now on the halfway, the Kiwis shifted back in the pocket to Komene. And Komene just sends it downfield. Kevin Dixon on the return, the big fella. He's a South Sydney veteran. He's played in the SRL for quite a number of seasons. And it's good to see these names out there, Tyrone. Some familiar faces. And we get to see them go out there and put on a show for us.
Yeah, it just feels a little bit rejuvenated, really. Just some people that you would have known for a while, a long time back. And just to see them back again, just in an international jersey, it just feels good to see them back.
Yeah, it's wholesome, isn't it? Seeing all these blokes from back in Australia and New Zealand make the trip over. That's all being funded by Will Kay and the Patreon money as Bunty Cambolo nearly sneaks away on the left side, but a good tackle from Riley Flynn. And Riley Flynn playing for the Canberra Raiders last season. I think he signed on for another season. Don't hold me to that though. I'm usually not on the ball when it comes to knowing these sorts of things. But Rex Slattery now, the big fella, his first touch of the ball. It's great to see him here. I had the privilege of playing with him in season 7 with the Sharks. Signed off to the Auckland Warriors now, so he returns home. It's going to be a great move for him alongside Horny King. Is Anthony Delaney through the right edge. Gets him inside the red zone. 56 gained on this set. New Zealand play the ball. In the pocket they go. Saddle cart, double pass out to Hugh Snow, and it's a bit of a shanker. He's not going to get the line, and Kevin Dixon's there to scoop it. He's just got to get past one more defender. Can he do it? Kevin Dixon running towards the sideline now. And he's cut off there. Great defense from New Zealand, but Kevin Dixon off the counter-attack. It was a great run from him. And Pasifika with another good look inside the red zone. We'll see if they can make it count as Matty Vaughan, the Newcastle Knights halfback, gets him to the 10. And Oos Willis now inside the 10 they are. Third tackle, 24 played here. Mataus gives it cutout ball to Creed Alex Chapman. Alex Chapman on the barge, but he's turned around. Fourth tackle, where will they go? Pasifika looking to get their first points of the game. And oh, they had the chance, but it goes begging, and Cameron Hodgson there to scoop it up. And Tyrone. Pasifika, they've had their chances, but they just keep letting themselves down. Oh, and another big tackle. Turnover in possession, and there you go, Tyrone. It's all happening.
What a shot that was. And now we get to see Pasifika, eh? Oh, they almost get there, and now you think they have to score.
Alex Chapman over. First try for Pasifika A on the board, and he was just in open space. Found himself on the back of a nice flat ball there. Anthony Delaney rushing up too quick, and Alex Chapman goes over to score the first points for Pasifika.
Yeah, they definitely needed that. They've been on the back foot for nearly the whole game. That Kevin Dixon long run just has really set them up, and they finally get rewarded with some points.
And Matty Vaughan starts it straight over the middle. 18-6 is the score. 26 minutes played here from Manchester, your first game of the triple header. It is the A's game here being played, and coming up next it'll be the Mines International. Australia Joey's taking on the Junior NZ Pasifika side. And of course the main event battle, the heavyweight clash, coming in 5:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It'll be New Zealand Kiwis taking on the Pasifika Islanders for the Six Nations Cup final. Well, what a game it's been so far. Very high scoring. 24 points already in 26 minutes of action, Tyrone. These two teams are having a bit of fun out there. And Drew Matthews, there you go. Welcome to the midfield at the lock position. And he gets welcomed with a nice big hit there.
Yes, he does. And he'll be feeling that one for a while, as New Zealand, they're just trying to show how big and strong they are. And Drew Matthews fell victim to the New Zealand forward pack.
And on the left side, Tavita Vuvalingawa, the Fijian flyer, gets him inside New Zealand half. Fifth and last, they go in the pocket. MacArthur's there, and it's another offside straight into the teammate. And Tyrone Marshall Metcalf, he's been thrown into the deep end. I don't think he's played a game at 5'8" before, but you can certainly tell the inexperience is playing its part.
Yeah, that's 2 penalties against him. Probably should have been 3 as well with that dubious call earlier on, but yeah, just a bit of inexperience showing for the young player there. He normally plays in the centres, so he's definitely out of his comfort zone.
Cut out ball to Cameron Hodgson now, and New Zealand A already inside the red zone. Third tackle. They scan the field, they go right. Cut out ball, Hugh Snow gives it out to Delaney. Out wide to Horne King, and Horne King is over. Try time, New Zealand. And once again, Tyrone, New Zealand go over the try line untouched. And that's their 4th try of the game in this first half.
Oh, and that just looked pretty. Horne King on the end of it, just stretching the Pasifika defence, and it was just a bit too much for them, and that seemed a little bit too easy. And now New Zealand, they're going to be pushing this lead maybe back out to the 18 points.
Yeah, and they're off to the ideal start here. Yeah, New Zealand A probably doesn't get too much better than this. But Hugh Snow now. Tough conversion from the right hand of the uprights. I'll try and swing it back in, and it looks perfect. There you go. Straight over it goes. Hugh Snow, 4 for 4 so far. His conversion rate, it is 24-6 in favour of New Zealand. And they have just come out the gates firing. Pasifika looking to try and nibble away at this lead, but it's starting to get out of reach. Half an hour played, or just under. This New Zealand side is really clicking here. A lot of boys wanting to prove their worth and earn a spot potentially for the World Cup squad that will be coming in season 10. It's going to be the biggest event that we've seen in the SRL. Can't wait for it to go down as we see Callum Murray now driven back. Good tackle. Second now. New Zealand A, they shift it from dummy half. Lockyer. Flat ball picked off by Matty Vaughan. And it's given away. And now Tyrone Pasifika with another good chance inside the red zone. Got to make it count, you'd have to say.
Oh, 100% they've got to make it count. And just great heads-up awareness there from Matty Vaughan. Now we'll get to see Pasifika go for the line.
Alex Chapman, a double to his name. They're going to send it up to the bunker. But Creed Alex Chapman might be over once again. They're going to take a look at it. He ran it straight at Rex Slattery. And there you go. Creed Alex Chapman, he's got the ball down. Pasifika back on the board.
Man, what a game he's having. A double to his name and just really standing up as the experience, as one of their leaders. And now Pasifika, the game's still in the balance, but they've got to keep New Zealand to a halt if they're any chance.
And Matty Vaughan facing the conversion. Relatively easy one, and there you go. Straight over the black dot, 24-12. New Zealand A with the lead over the Pasifika A squad. And I'll tell you what, it has been all New Zealand in this first half. But one more try for Pasifika before half-time, that can really change the momentum of this game. But New Zealand have just been dominant so far, and it's been quite a showing from them, Tyrone. They won't want to let this lead slip away because they've done a good job in this first half.
They have done a good job, and it's been brilliant work from them. And as you said, they definitely don't be wanting to give away the lead. They want to also try and not let they don't want to try and let Pasifika score again, and they'll obviously want to score themselves, as finally Marshall Metcalf has good implications in the game.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't pass the ball away that time, but Marshall Metcalf finally gets a good run going. Third tackle now, Pasifika inside Kiwi half as they shift it right to Filippo Gould. And Gould gets him inside the 40. Or tackle. Numbers to the left, that's where they go. Flat ball to Oos Willis. It might have even drifted forward, but play on is the call. Fifth and last now, Pasifika looking to try and get a good kick away. They give it to Matty Vaughan. Matty Vaughan's just standing there. He's running like an old man with it. He's pulled a cramp. Oh no, we might have to get him off the field, but Tyrone, that was just a stinker of a finish on that set.
Yeah, it looked like he was just having a stroll in the park. It really wasn't like he was on a football pitch, and it seemed to be dawdling. And now New Zealand, they're going to have good ball here.
Matty Vaughan, we're going to have to check if he's all right. That would have been a tough watch for him on that play. But Rex Slattery shrugs one off, taking off the ball. Filippo Gould there to pick it off. And I'll tell you what, Tyrone, Pasifika, they might be down on the scoreboard, but they've put up some big hits, forcing the ball loose, and it's getting real aggressive out there.
It is, and now Pasifika, they've got the ball. They've just got to, they can score. If they can score before halftime, they'll be in dreamland, but not everything happens, so we'll have to wait and see.
And Oos Willis gets returned on that serve there from the Kiwis as they shift it left now. Matthews, cut out ball to Alex Chapman. He's flirting with the opposition defender on that pass, but he ends up with it fifth and last. They go left. Metcalf now. He'll get the kick away. He gets it to Saddlecart. Saddlecart steps through the gap. He just has to get past Riley Flynn, and Saddlecart will go all the way, untouched, coast to coast. Try time for New Zealand. And Tyrone, what a beautiful play there from Saddlecart. Once he hit that gap, He was just gone for all money. There was no stopping him there.
Yeah, just great play. Stepping in, getting past Riley Flynn at the back. Just great work. He's done it time and time again. And he shows us that even though he's been around for a while, he's still got it and he's still got the wheels.
And Saddle Cart, one of the SRL veterans in this lineup, gets on the board, and New Zealand with a kick right in front. Hugh Snow remains 100%, 5 from 5. It is 30-12 in favour of the Kiwis. And ominous signs here early on for Pasifika. Hopefully it's not a telling sign of the game that's to come later tonight. But New Zealand, they've really turned up here in this first half, Tyrone, and I'll tell you what, they're just making it count. They're leaving it all out on the field.
Yeah, they are. And New Zealand, I think, as we alluded to earlier, just that Jai McCartney mentality of attack. It's just rolling on through the grades of New Zealand, and I think they're just finding Pacific are finding New Zealand hard to stop right now, and no wonder when they're rolling like this.
Oh, and Hone King straight through the middle he goes, gets Pasione Mataus. And the Kiwis will be looking to try and get one more on the board before half time. Personally, I hope that doesn't happen. They've had enough tries. Come on, let's get to the shed so I can talk to the Pasifika boys and get the halftime adjustments out. But nonetheless, fifth and last. Maybe a kick return here for Pasifika. The Kiwis drop in the pocket. Delaney's there, just stabs it towards the corner. Kevin Dixon's there and waiting, finds a bit of space. There you go, Kevin Dixon. Just has to get past the defender, shrugs him off. And a great run by Kevin Dixon, but he couldn't go all the way coast to coast. First tackle inside Kiwi half. Pacifica with 30 seconds to try and make something happen. Riley Flynn through the right edge. 20 seconds on the clock. Where will they go? One last play here perhaps as they shift it right. Lucas Deuce. He might be tackled. That might be the final play of the half. And it is 30-12 in favour of New Zealand. We'll see you in the second. And welcome back to the second half of the A's game between New Zealand A and Pacifica A, where the Kiwis currently hold a 30-12 lead over the Pacifica side. And Tyrone, what an opening first half it was for New Zealand A. Stays the pace, leading the way through the middle with 3 of their players over 100 run meters. And it's been a great showing from them so far. They just really started off dominant.
Yeah, they've just shown their class. They've shown how much depth they have. And that's probably why they're playing so well, and that's why they're up by so much already on the scoreboard. And Pacifica, they didn't have a really bad half, although that was almost a knock-on, but Pacifica, they're definitely going to have to step up their game here if they're any chance.
Yeah, going to have to tighten up on defense because this Kiwis attack just been piercing holes through them in that first half. So hopefully they tighten up here. Kiwis off to a good start. Pacifica looking to try and mount the comeback in the second half. Fifth and last now. They drop back to Delaney, and Delaney will send it downfield. There in waiting is Tavita Vuvalingawa. He squeezed through the gap, steps through Hone King. I thought he might have been gone there, the Fijian flyer, but he gets him in good position on the first tackle of the set. They shift it out to Kodar Diab. And Kodar Diab, what a game he's had so far as well. Leading the way for Pacifica in the middle of the field is Felix Stoder. Very, very glad to see Stoder playing today. He's been longing for a spot in the Pacifica side, and he hasn't cracked the first squad, but a performance here today could put him on note for the World Cup. As they shift it out, Matty Vaughan now ends up with it. Shy of the 30 they go. 54 gained on this set. What can Pacifica do with the kick here? They're lined up in kick formation. They drop to the pocket. Drew Matthews lots it down towards the corner of Saddle Cart. Saddle Cart through the gap once again. Just has to get past Riley Flynn, but he's brought down in a good cover tackle from Tavita Vuvalingawa. And Saddle Cart, you got to watch out for him. He's had plenty of experience at SRL level, playing for Aotearoa in the Aotearoa Origin Series as well. And Cameron Hodgson making it look easy through the left edge. And Tyrone, there's just no let up from this Kiwi side.
Yeah, they may be up by 3 tries, but it doesn't matter. They're going to play till the game is well and truly over. That final siren goes, and you never know, New Zealand, they might score as many tries as they did in the first half.
They go right on a platter. Oh, Hugh Snow grabs to himself. He just has to put the ball down, but he's wrapped up in some good desperation defense there from Pasifika. I'll tell you what, Hugh Snow, he's having a game out there. I thought Stace the Pace was going to be the one to run onto it, but they sort of ran into each other, and Hugh Snow did end up with the ball, but just unable to ground it. So Pasifika now working from inside their own half. Second tackle, they go to Metcalf, back inside to Filippo Gould. And Gould gets them about 35 from their own line. Third tackle, they go left, cut out ball to Alex Chapman. Just straightens up on the run. They could go for the 40-20 here, but no movement in the formation. They'll just go with the run. Drew Matthews there, but he's wrapped up. It's Drew Matthews. He's one of my favourite Sharkies. But I'll tell you what, the height difference is definitely noticeable with him playing in through the middle, especially against Stace the Pace. That is a challenge in itself. But Pasifika trying to keep this game within reach. They don't want to concede another try, or it's going to threaten to get ugly, Tyrone.
Yeah, and New Zealand, they just look so good right now. And Pasifika, they just need to step up their game, man. They're just not playing well enough at the moment, and New Zealand are trudge walking.
Oh, and Daly, risky ball there, and he throws it, picked off by Filippo Gould. And Filippo Gould has found himself just coming up with the intercepts tonight. It's a good performance so far as Drew Matthews. Hardy run as always. He won't shy away from the challenge. Second tackle, they go through Felix Stoder. Felix Stoder turned on his back on the 30. Pasifika trying to get their first points of the second half. Trying to get the first points of the second half. Matty Vaughan pokes his head through, but he's brought down. Fourth tackle, where will they go? Back midfield they go. Drew Matthews inside to Metcalf, who's just driven back. Great tackle from New Zealand. 40 gained on this set, fifth and last. Who's going to be there on the kicking duties? They give it to Matty Vaughan. Matty Vaughan puts a grubber in, but no one's there. Bump off from Caleb Jeff. And another chance goes begging Tyrone. Pasifika had their moment, but no one there on the follow-up. It wasn't the best grubber, but it just goes away from them.
Yeah, it does, and you need to be at least making good capitalization off these opportunities when you're down by such a large margin. But New Zealand, they're just looking so good right now, and Pasifika aren't showing much fight here.
Yeah, they just need to clutch up on the defense and really need to make the attacking opportunities count. They shift their left. Wow, I always botch his name. Rawiri Kormene gets him 25 away from the try line. Fifth and last. Hugh Snow sends it high, but it's very short. And who's there? Tone King. Oh, they let him catch it, and he nearly breaks away. But he's brought down by the coattails. And Pasifika survive another set. They need to get a wriggle on now. As time ticks down, less than half an hour remaining in this opening game of your Six Nations triple header. Make sure you stay tuned, because coming up after this, it is the Mines International between the Australia Joeys and the Junior NZ Pasifika side. What a game that's going to be. And of course, the main event battle with the Kiwis and the Islanders. New Zealand versus Pasifika in the Six Nations final as Alex Chapman gets a flat ball from Drew Matthews, who drew in the defence. But they're only in at the halfway line. They go to Kodar Diab, shrugs one off with the offload. And Tavita Vuvalingawa just gets wrapped up straight away. Fifth and last now, Pasifika play the ball inside Kiwi half. They go to Drew Matthews, and Matthews sends it downfield. Will it be too much? No, it's perfectly placed by Hone King with a great job to take that one. Just needed to get past Riley Flynn. I'll tell you what, Tyrone, the kicking game of Drew Matthews, it's been pinning the Kiwis deep, but those kick returns, they're just really, alleviating that pressure.
Yeah, Drew Matthews trying to give his team the best chance of winning, but when they're defending like that on the kick returns, it's pretty hard.
And a risky play there, the reverse inside out. It's probably the riskiest set play in the SRL, but when it comes off, it can really damage oppositions as we see them shift at left. Cameron Hodgson now. Great post-contact meters on the run. 5th and last now. New Zealand play the ball on the halfway. Stays the pace. The big fella's going to have a crack. He goes towards the corner of Vuvalingawa. Vuvalingawa squeezes through the gap, but he's wrapped up by Hone King. And he's starting to find himself involved in the second half. But now Pasifika, they've been struggling with attack. Oh, bump off from Felix Stoder. Nearly gets past Hone King. I'm surprised that wasn't called a knock on there. The officials keeping the whistle in the pocket, and Drew Matthews cleans that one. It just bounced off the shoulder of Kota Diab. So maybe 2 let-offs in this set for Pasifika. They've got to try and make it count as the time ticks down. 4 tackle, they go midfield. Metcalf inside to Diab, bumps one off. Diab, he absorbed that contact. Looked like he paid for it as he tried to get past on the line break. 5th and last, Metcalf sends it high. It's a good kick, but there's no one there to kick chase. And Bunty Cambolo, with all the time in the world, Tyrone, just cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, he had days. He could have waited till tomorrow to catch that, but he decided to take it anyways. And New Zealand now, they're going to have a 7 tackle set here. And really for Pasifika, they're almost getting into Hail Mary territory.
Yeah, we're entering the final quarter of this game. Oh, step with the pass. Bunty Cambolo looking to be dragged out into touch by Kevin Dixon, but he does a great job to stay in bounds. Second tackle, the Kiwis with the ball at the halfway line now. Hodgson held down a bit in the tackle. They got to watch those penalties, Pasifika. They shift their left. Bunty Cambolo steps inside. Brought down by Lucas Deuce. 4 tackle. Inside, Hodgson's there. And Hodgson will just take the tackle. 5th and last. 42 gained on this set for New Zealand A as they shifted in the pocket to Hugh Snow. Hugh Snow just stabs it. And there in waiting is Tavita Vuvalingawa, but he's wrapped up in a great tackle. And Pasifika, they've just been struggling on attack, Tyrone. They haven't been able to make good meters when they're on the ball.
Yeah, and that's not going to get you far. Points, your attack needs to be up there in order to win.
4th and last now, they're in pocket formation. They might go for the 40-20. They drop it to Metcalf. Metcalf sends it downfield, but it doesn't have the angle or the distance. And Hone King with an open run gets past one, won't get past the other. But good field position once again for New Zealand. Already at the 40, inside to the halfway they go through Stace the Pace. What a game he's had at lock, Stace the Pace, the big unit. He's dropped the ball a couple of times off the big of some big contact, but he's holding his own. As we see subs coming back on now for the Kiwis. Rex Slattery there. 4th tackle. They shift it. Delaney out to Hodgson. And Jack Sora makes his way onto the field now too. 5th and last now. New Zealand 5 shy of the red zone. They go back in the deep pocket to Hugh Snow. Crossfield kick there. And it's Vuvalingawa once again. And I'll tell you what, Tyrone, it's like they've been targeting Vuvalingawa in the second half. He's made a couple of breaks, but for the most part, he's been contained.
Yeah, but on those runs that he's had, he's actually done a very good job. Just trying to set his team up into some field position, even though their attack hasn't looked the greatest. At least they're trying to create opportunities, and that's probably what they'll be happy with.
4 tackle now for Pasifika with the ball. Nah, might have to do sub checks. And there you go, sub checks now completed for Pasifika. Bit of miscommunications with those getting through by Filippo Gould. Wasn't the best ball to him, but he just takes the run up. And this is another dangerous look for Pasifika. The Kiwis already with the ball, first tackle inside their half. As Lachlan Lockyer takes it. They go right, Sora, Stace the Pace does a great job to hold on to it. But he forces his hand. And Stace the Pace, he was off and gone, but he just forced that pass out, and it's a mistake there for the Kiwis.
Yeah, it's a mistake, but I don't think they'll mind being up by 18 points. Try and throw the ball around a little bit, but Pasifika not offering too much as of yet. Maybe it could have been the jinx of the century.
With a goose step, and it's an offload to Matty Vaughan. I thought that was forward, but the referee's not ruling it. Third tackle now inside the 10. Pasifika with a chance to try and get on the board. No points being scored in this second half as Lonnie Lawrence takes the run up, gets him about 2 shy of the line. Drew Matthews tries to barge over. Drew Matthews straight under the black dot. They're going to send it up to the bunker. But Tyrone, I think that's a try, and Pasifika get the first points in the second half.
Yeah, and the first points have come very late on in the second half with not long to go left, but it is Pasifika that do score, and it just gives them a little bit of hope with just over 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, you definitely can't rule out the comeback. We saw what Ireland did to your... Sorry to bring this up, Tyrone, but we saw what Ireland did to your Great Britain side last week. It was a 14-point comeback in 15 minutes. It might have even been less than that, but 30-18 is the score. We are certainly accustomed to the comebacks here in the SRL. It's great for the neutral viewer and the neutral fan. Not so great when you're the team that has the comeback put on against them, but Tyrone, you just never know what could happen in this final 15. New Zealand have firmly held the momentum of this game in their favour, but Pasifika with just 2 tries, 2 scores to try and level this game, 15 minutes, it's possible.
Yes, it's possible, but they're going to have to step up a lot if they are going to do that, although the SRL is a funny game. We've seen funnier things happen before, so it could happen, but Pasifika are going to have to play way better than what they are right now.
Oh, Noose Willis straight through the gap once again. And what a stint he's been having in the second half. His second line break since he took to the field, and he's trying to inspire his team. Back in this game, Riley Flynn steps one, but he just goes straight into the shoulder of the Kiwi defender. 4 tackle now. Slow play the ball. They shift it left out wide to Metcalf. And Metcalf just takes the contact. 48 gained on the set for Pasifika, 5th and last. Where will they go? Diab's in the pocket, and Diab will have a crack. Why not? It's a good kick, but Saddle Cart with enough speed to catch it on the run back. And Pasifika now looking to try and hold the Kiwis deep within their red zone or deep within their half. But Callum Murray, straight through the right edge he goes. Offload away to Caleb Jeff. Big fend from Caleb Jeff. He's just got to split the defense. But he's closed in. Great defense there. But now Pasifika on the ropes inside the red zone as the Kiwis shift their right. Horne King, their fullback. Already a try to his name, looking for his second. Playing there on the right wing on that set. Callum Murray now. Through the right edge he goes. 15 away from the line for tackle. They go right once again. Jerome Daly trying to squeeze through, but he's brought down by Vuvalingawa. 5th and last, 74 gain for New Zealand. Where will they go? Flat pocket. Delaney tries to get the kick off, but it's called a knock on. And Tyrone, Pasifika hold on once again.
Yes, they do, and it's getting desperate now. They needed to hold on there, but they need to go almost the length of the field here to try and score and maybe put them back in contention. It's going to be very hard, but they can do it.
Oos Willis, another big run, and he gets the offload to Metcalf. Metcalf just has to squeeze past, but he can't do so. It's a great run nonetheless. Pasifika trying to mount this comeback. 3rd tackle, 25 from the try line. They shift it left, Alex Chapman. He's got a double to his name. Can he score a hattie in this one? 4th tackle on the 20. They go inside the red zone. They pass it to Oos Willis. And Oos Willis nearly found his way through, but he's dragged down. 5th and last. Where will they go? Pasifika lined up in pocket formation. Metcalf sends it high. Perfectly placed. Who's under it? It's Kevin Dixon. And Kevin Dixon scores. Pasifika are well within reach now. Kevin Dixon just eyeing that ball all the way. And he speckies Bunty Cambolo and Tyrone. Pasifika back within this game now. But this is a huge conversion for Matty Vaughan. He has to slot this.
Yeah, and I did say they had to go almost the length of the field. They did go the length of the field, basically, and score. So they're still well within the game with Matty Vaughan nailing the conversion. And Sonny, we've got a 1-try game with 9 minutes to go here.
Oh, we've got a game on our hands, Tyrone. Beautiful conversion from Matty Vaughan. Clutch stuff. And now Pasifika find themselves just an arms away from this lead that New Zealand currently hold. It's 30-24. 6 points the difference. 10 minutes to go. Strap yourselves in. We are going to be in for a huge finish to open your triple header. As Hugh Snow gets us back on the way. Matty Vaughan there to field it. Passes it to Oos Willis, and why not? With the stints he's been having, just feed the beast. Give it to him. Give it to Diab. And Diab through the middle he goes, but he's wrapped up. Second tackle now. Pasifika might be looking for the 40-20 on this set. They've struggled to get past this defensive line, but it's opened up in the second as fatigue starts to settle in. There's Oos Willis now. He's been all over the ball in the second half. They shift out. They go to Matty Vaughan. Matty Vaughan's going to have a crack, but it's straight towards Hone King. Hone King, he just has to get past Riley Flynn. And Hone Tane King will score what could potentially be the game-winning try, Tyrone. A double to his name.
Yeah, great work. And as he said, the potential game winner. I don't think it's the potential game winner. I think it is the game winner. I think Pasifika were on the roll and Hone King just returns it all the way. And I think that'll be enough for New Zealand to win this game.
Yeah, Matty Vaughan, he had a prime opportunity to get them in 40-20 range, but the kick just coming off the boot awkwardly. And you could tell by the look on his face, as soon as he kicked it, he just knew he shanked it. But it was great awareness from Hone King and the elusiveness to get past the defense. Hugh Snow converts it right in front. 36-24 is the score. New Zealand A with the lead. And with just under 8 minutes to go in this second half to finish out the game, Pasifika found themselves within an arm's reach of a comeback. But you got to say, Tyrone, New Zealand probably deserved the result. I mean, we still got time left on the clock. You never know what could happen. But they really have been the more dominant side in this game. As Jack Sire now takes the run up. Might have technical difficulties coming through Tyrone's feed, but we'll keep you up to date. Second tackle now, New Zealand. Give it to Rex Slattery. And Big Slats gets him shy of the 40. Third tackle to go left. Caleb Jeff holding in at the lock position to finish off the second half. Fourth tackle, New Zealand. They give it out to the right. Hone King steps through the right edge. Can't get past Riley Flynn that time, but he gets him a good look inside opposition half. Fifth and last now, New Zealand. They give it to Delaney. Delaney goes for the corner. Who's going to be there? It's Kevin Dixon. Kevin Dixon just stops, but he's on the right edge. He just has to get past the defender, but he's brought down. Great defense there from New Zealand. And Pasifika with the ball now. First tackle. Trying to get inside Kiwi half. And Tyrone, are you there? Are you with me?
I am finally. I am.
Pasifika with a good look now. They've got to make this count. It's all or nothing on this set. Riley Flynn can't squeeze past the defensive line. Fourth tackle now. Pasifika go right. Matty Vaughan inside Dakota Diab. Gets him 35 away from the try line. Fifth and last, all or nothing here for Pasifika A. They drop back by Oos Willis. Just finds himself in the way. And it fizzles out at the end, Tyrone. That's going to be the game.
Yeah, and really just shows New Zealand they've been the better team all day and probably definitely well deserving of this result. Although Pasifika, you have to credit the fight back that they produced. They were down 30-12 at half time and they almost made the comeback, but New Zealand just showed their class in the end.
Yeah, it's a tough result for Pasifika, but I'll tell you what, still proud of the team. It's the first game, the first ever game that Pasifika has fielded an A squad. When you compare them on paper to the Kiwis, it was always going to be a tough battle. But they can be proud of themselves. You know, never say die attitude, and they found themselves with a comeback on their hands, but just New Zealand proving too clinical on the day. Maybe one more kick return here from Tavita Vuvalingawa. Tries to squeeze past one, won't get past Delaney. Less than 2 minutes remaining in your opening game of the triple header. After this, it's the Mines International. Stay tuned as we see the youngest up-and-coming talent, the prospects of the SRL, make their name here on the big stage in Manchester. They've travelled halfway across the world to be here. And I'm sure that they will enjoy every moment of it, no matter who wins or loses. Just to be a part of this great event on this day is something in and of itself. And maybe a few players on both teams in this lineup to be held in mind for World Cup selection. There's been a couple of standout players here. We'll talk about it after the game, but one last kick down towards Saddle Car. Can the Kiwis finish it off with one more try? They might just do so. Riley Flynn, he nearly let him get away from him, but a great cover tackle there from Marshall Metcalf, and that is the hooter. Full time, 36-24, New Zealand A over Pasifika A. And what a game it was, Tyrone. But the Kiwis just proving too much on the day, and it was their game to win.
Yeah, I think this match, the result was a bit expected. New Zealand just showed how much depth and how much class they have, but Pasifika, full credit to them, fighting back, showing a lot of courage, and almost getting to this New Zealand A team, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately.
And we'll take a look at your TBC Live full-time stats. Hornet King with a double, Saddlecart, the pace, Snow and Murray all over for New Zealand. For Pasifika, it was a double to Creed Alex Chapman, Drew Matthews and Kevin Dixon on the board as well. Time in possession on par, 52% for New Zealand. 21 from 29 completions compared to Pacifica's 18 from 24. 8 errors apiece, 2 penalties conceded from the Islander side. New Zealand surprisingly making more tackles, 176 compared to 166 for Pasifika, but they had less missed tackles, 13-19, and the line breaks 38-30. I mean, what a performance it was. We'll take a look at the player stats now.
Yeah, we will. And New Zealand, Lockyer up the top. Hone King had a brilliant game. 10 line breaks, a double, 215 meters. Caleb Jeff, another standout performer, 200 meters. 5 players running at least 199 meters or more. What an effort from this New Zealand Ace team. And Sonny, do you have any standouts in this team?
Yeah, I thought Hornet King carrying the reins at fullback. He did a great job tonight. 2 tries, 10 missed tackles, only 10 line breaks and 1 missed tackle. But yeah, Caleb Jeff, 203 run meters, playing in at the prop positions in the first and second half before starting in that lock to finish off the game. Cameron Hodgson over 200, and Josh Saddlecart, I'll tell you what, you know, they should have just given him that 1 extra meter. 199, he could have been the 5th one, 200 run meters for this New Zealand side, but it was a real team effort. And I'll tell you what, John McCartney, if you're watching this, you've got an abundance of talent here at your disposal. Maybe something to keep in mind for World Cup, but we'll take a look at the Pasifika lineup now, or their stats, sorry.
Yeah, and up the top of the list, Oos Willis. Oh, what a game he had. 177 meters off the bench.
Oh, in 37 minutes. Has that ever been done before? I don't think I've ever seen that amount of run meters in such a short stint.
37 minutes, probably not. No,
Jeez.
but what a performance. Kevin Dixon having a good game. Sonny, anyone else?
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, Tyron. I'm still in awe at that Oos Willis performance. Maybe might have to give him a call up, although he is Samoan. I think Samoa is going to have their own standalone team come World Cup time, so I'm actually spewing now that I think about it, because Sione Matawus is probably going to be gone as well. But Kevin Dixon, Alex Chapman, Marshall and Metcalf. I'll tell you what, Metcalf, he didn't have the best game at 5'8", but he was thrown straight into the deep end. He had his moments. I thought Matty Vaughan, for the most part, was good off the kicking game. Kodar Diab, he was reliable. Big bump-offs from him. But, yeah, Oos Willis, what a performance. That might just give him play of the game.
It almost might.
But I'll tell you what, it was a great game to be a part of here today in Manchester. It was your opening game, the A's game. New Zealand A 36 over Pasifika A 24. And congratulations to New Zealand on their win. Very proud of the performance from Pasifika, but stay tuned because after this, it is your Mines International Test match between the Australia Joeys and Junior NZ Pasifika. Stay tuned for that one. We're going to witness some of the best up-and-coming talent of the SRL do battle right here in Manchester, and that'll be the precursor towards the big main event clash between the New Zealand Kiwis and the Pasifika Islanders in the Six Nations Cup final. Thank you for joining myself, Sonny Tyre, alongside my good friend Tyrone Clay, and we'll see you guys on the next game right here on SRL TV.
They came back there. I thought they were almost going to actually do something. Yeah. I think Connor King might have to go pull back over FET now. It's unfortunate that the rain happened. Oh yeah, I forgot Connor King was for the Warriors. Well, he could raise a fullback in front of but no. Man, New Zealand, holy, they look scary. They might. I will be around all day.
Seize the day.